Contrary to negative media stereotypes, it is my belief that black men are positioned to experience unprecedented levels of success in America today. You see, I do not believe there's such a thing as a black male crisis in America. I'm well aware of all the challenges facing black men in America, but at the same time, it is my belief and contention that every black man is capable of living an extraordinary life. And to support them in this, I've created a new revolution. And I'm calling this revolution the Black Men Rock Revolution. And the intention is to transform the mindset of black men so that they embrace the idea that it is possible for them to live extraordinary lives. So I want to welcome you to the Black Men Rock Revolution. And I want to share this video to dispel some of the myths and stereotypes about black men in America. And it is my hope that after you finish watching the video, you have a different perception of black men in America. Because as mentioned, contrary to negative media stereotypes, it is my belief that black men are positioned to experience unprecedented levels of success in America today. The question becomes, how many of us are willing to embrace this opportunity? Welcome to the Black Men Rock Revolution. So who is Coach Michael Taylor? I'll begin by saying that I am an entrepreneur, author, motivational speaker, radio and TV show host who has committed his life to empowering men to live extraordinary lives. I've written 3 books dealing specifically with men's issues and empowerment, and I host an online radio and TV show titled A New Conversation with Men. But in the words of Booker T. Washington, success is not to be measured by what one accomplishes in life. Success should be measured by the obstacles one overcomes while trying to succeed. Well, based on this definition, I would consider myself to be truly successful. You see, I've had to overcome being a high school dropout, a divorce, bankruptcy and foreclosure, being homeless, and a deep state of depression in which I even considered taking my own life. But despite these obstacles, I have been able to build the life of my dreams, which gives me credibility to speak on the topic contained in this video. You see, the intention of this video is to dispel the myth of a black male crisis in America and provide 5 powerful keys that black men can use to live extraordinary lives. So let's begin by looking at some of the challenges that black men face. First and foremost, racism and discrimination are real and in too many cases creates unnecessary challenges that are difficult to overcome. Secondly, the justice system is unfair. There are far too many young black men whose lives have been devastated by unfair court systems and inadequate representation. Thirdly, racial profiling exists, and too many black men are still judged simply by the color of their skin. And last but not least, the media is biased and unfair. And this is the challenge that I'd like to focus on right now. For the most part, our media will generally focus on everything that is wrong with the world. We are constantly bombarded with negative images filled with excessive violence and dysfunction, which creates the perception that the world is a terrible place to be. If you pay attention to the media, you might even conclude that most black men are baggy pants wearing, gun-toting gangsters that objectify women and dress like rappers. You might also conclude that the majority of young black men are incarcerated and are a liability to society. On the flip side of that, you may notice that the media will definitely showcase black male athletes and entertainers, which for the most part is a good thing. But the bad news is, it implies that all black men are capable of doing is dancing, singing, and playing sports. What you may not be aware of is the fact that we are CEOs of billion-dollar companies. We are leaders in medicine and surgery. We are brilliant scientists and intellectual thinkers, and we are also powerful leaders and communicators. As a matter of fact, there is no segment of society that does not have black male presence. We are chemists and engineers, authors and psychologists, mayors and realtors, and the list goes on and on. Yet despite this progress, experts will point to high incarceration rates, black-on-black crime, gang violence, and they will bring out statistics that support their position that there really is a black male crisis in America. So, to make my point that there really is no black male crisis in America, I would like to point out a graphic put out by filmmaker and author James Morton. Mr. Morton has dedicated his life to dispelling the negative media-generated stereotypes about black men, and he has done extensive research to debunk a lot of the media-generated illusions about the status of black men in America. According to Mr. Morton, here are some statistics that show how much progress black males have made between the year 2000 and 2012. In those years, black males receiving their high school diploma or GED increased by 8.22%. During this period, the high school dropout rate decreased by 45.75%. College enrollment increased by 34.61%, while the incarceration rate decreased by 27.71%. The total number of black males in college increased by 78%, and the amount of black males receiving a college degree increased by 23.46%. This graphic alone confirms for me that there is no black male crisis in America. I do not deny the challenges, but as an optimist, I believe that we are on a trajectory to experience unprecedented levels of success in the future. And it is our responsibility to continue these trends and ensure that every black male in this country has the opportunity to reach his fullest potential. With that thought in mind, I would now like to share 5 keys that any black male can use to live an extraordinary life. Key number 1, we must change our mindset about who we are. In order to negate all of the negative media-generated stereotypes, we must be willing to change our mindset about who we are. In order to do this, we must understand that we are men who happen to be black, not just black men. This does not deny our ethnicity. It affirms our humanity, and it will empower us to transcend negative media stereotypes. We must begin seeing ourselves as victors, not victims. Key number 2, we must invest in our own potential. When we accept that we are men who happen to be black, it helps us recognize that we have unlimited potential. As a human being, we have an infinite capacity for learning, and it is our responsibility to commit to never-ending improvement. This means reading books, attending seminars, listening to audio programs, and making sure that we are expanding our minds and are willing to learn new things. Key number 3, we must embrace the paradox of living in America. If I say there are unequal opportunities for black men in America because of racism and discrimination, I believe this is a true statement. If I say that there are unlimited opportunities for black men in America, I also believe that that is a true statement. So how is this possible? Well, this is the paradox of America. Racism and discrimination are real, and at the same time, there are unlimited opportunities for anyone who is willing to put forth the effort and follow their dreams. So the key is to embrace this paradox. Key number 4, we must make relationships top priority. Contrary to negative media stereotypes, black men are capable of creating loving, rewarding, fulfilling monogamous relationships. In order to do this, we must commit to key number 2, which was invest in our own potential, because that is the key to creating great relationships. We must learn to love ourselves before we can expect to give and receive love from others. We must understand that there are different types of relationships like personal, professional, social, and family. But it all begins with the relationship we have with ourselves. So we have to make this our top priority. Key number 5. We must disconnect from the negative media. It's been said that CNN stands for constant negative news, and we should all be aware of the if it bleeds, it leads mentality of most news outlets. In summary, our media thrives off of negativity and dysfunction. In regards to black men, the negativity is amplified. But we can no longer blame the media for our challenges. The simple solution is to minimize or eliminate the negativity. And how do we do this? It's simple. We turn off our televisions, or at least be very selective in what we watch. And so if you pay attention to the media, it will poison your mind with negativity. And without even knowing it, you will begin to believe it. So do yourself a favor. Keep calm and turn off your TV. And lose yourself in great books or educational programming that inspires you to be the best you possible. So let's review the 5 keys to living an extraordinary life. Key number 1, we must change our mindset about who we are. Key number 2, we must invest in our own potential. Key number 3, we must embrace the paradox of living in America. Key number 4, we must make relationships top priority. And key number 5, we must disconnect from the negative media. So the next time you hear that there is a black male crisis in America, I want you to remember these words. Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype.
You see, there really is no black male crisis in America, and I believe the best is yet to come. So what I've done is I've put together what I call the Black Men Rock Manifesto, and it says this: I am a man who happens to be black, and I am proud of my ethnic heritage. I realize that I am 100% responsible for my success, and no one or no thing can keep me from succeeding except me. I am committed to reaching my full potential, and therefore I commit to investing in my personal growth and development. I am focused and committed to creating fulfilling relationships, dynamic health, a rewarding career, financial abundance, and a deep spiritual connection that nurtures my soul. These things are all possible for me because I accept that black men rock, and I am a man that happens to be black. And so, in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we're not where we want to be, but thank God we're not where we used to be. So what did you think? Hopefully, as a result of watching this video, you have a different perception of black men in America. And if you're interested in participating in the Black Men Rock Revolution, then I simply ask that you share this video with as many people as possible, irregardless of what color they may be. Because this revolution is designed to empower black men, but ultimately it affects everyone. So let's work together to transform the mindset of black men in this country and around the world, to let them know that black men rock, and we do not have to buy into the negative stereotypes perpetuated by our media. So welcome to my revolution. Black men rock, and it is my commitment to make sure that every black man recognizes this fact. Take care, and thanks for watching.